Hello everybody and welcome to my Season 4 Zoo Druid guide. There has been a ton of changes to companions this season. It has made certain companion skills way better, while as other companion skills stay the same, but at the same time are also stronger. So let me explain. So with the buffs to wolves, this build has ultimately become a variant of the werewolf companion druid. But with alterations, we are able to pump quite a bit of damage into our other skills simply because Wild Rage increases all companions' damage, not just wolves. So in Season 4, Wild Rage got a change. It says, your companions now gain double the bonus from your Bestial Rampage aspect, whereas in previous seasons, it just allowed your companions to just benefit from the Bestial Rampage key passive. But in Season 4, your companions now benefit from 100% of your stats, with the exception of it does not seem attack speed is affecting the Raven's passives like it should, but hopefully they will change that. And I'm also kind of hoping they do a similar thing to Poison Creeper, where your attack speed will actually increase the rate at which the passives of the Poison Creepers comes out. If they did that, I think it'd be a pretty solid buff, but until then, this is ultimately just going to be, a variant of the Werewolf Companion build. The main legendaries we're going to use are Aspect of the Alpha, Stampede, and Wild Rage. Currently, only Wolves has a solid specific legendary that gives it a custom effect and increased damage, whereas the other two are relying on the Wild Rage and Stampede for their main damage increases, and the Wild's Glyph in the Paragon. Poison Creeper does have the Subterranean aspect, but ultimately that isn't really increased Poison Creeper's damage. That just makes it to where Landside Pillars come out, and then Earth Skills deal more damage to poison targets, which is kind of unfortunate. Maybe they rework that in the future to make it something cool, but yeah. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully in the future we're going to see a Companion Paragon board and skill-specific Companion Legendaries for Poison Creeper and Ravens, but let's go ahead and hop on into it. Alright, so on a two-hander, you are going to want a two-handed axe with Aspect of the Alpha on it. This is going to make our Wolf Companions now Werewolf Companions and increase their damage by 260%. Actually, I believe this is going to be going up in the newest patch when that drops, so it's going to get yet again another buff, which will be nice. Then we're going to see Critical Strike damage, Willpower, Max Life, and Companion damage, as well as Elemental Surge. Now, you want to make sure your Masterworks and your Greater Affix are on Willpower. Next up, we have Aspect of the Wild Rage on our gloves. We're going to want Attack Speed, Critical Strike Chance, Willpower, Companion Damage, and Raven's Active Size. We are going to go for all the Masterworks and all the Masterworks just on Raven's Active Size. This will get us to the 99%, which I believe is the cap for size things currently. So that'd be pretty nice. It'll just help make our Ravens have a much bigger AoE circle on whenever you use their active. Next up, we have Aspect of the Stampede on our necklace. We're going to want cooldown reduction, Ranks of Call of the Wild, and Critical Strike Chance, Companion Damage, and Companion Cooldown Reduction. Alternatively, you could also drop the crit for Envenom, or you could drop the cooldown reduction for Envenom. However, this is going to be an extremely hard thing to find, so finding 3 of any stat will most likely be good enough. But the main thing you really want is Call of the Wild, and you want a Greater Affix Call of the Wild with all your Masterworks on Call of the Wild. This is going to give us 1 additional companion for each of our skills, and increase the damage of them by 45%. Onto the first ring, we have Ring of the Elements. This is going to give us 30% damage to our wolves and our ravens on one set, and then on the other set, it will give us increased damage to our Poison Creeper. Keep in mind that once you have Storm's Companion, it will make your wolves do lightning damage, but they will still be affected by the physical set, so it's going to be Ravens, Wolves, and then Poison on the next set. You're going to want Critical Strike Chance, Attack Speed, Max Life, Companion Damage, and Companion Cooldown Reduction. On to the next ring, we want a chance to make things vulnerable. This will help us make it to where we don't need to take Exploit in our Paragon. Attack Speed, Critical Strike Chance, Companion Damage, Companion Cooldown Reduction, and we're going Bold Chieftain's Aspect. This is going to make our Debilitating Roar have a 6-second less cooldown to hopefully get us as close to going infinite and being able to have that buff up at all times as much as possible. Next up, we have Aspect of Concussive Strikes on our helmet. This is going to give us a chance to daze, as well as give us a 20% damage amp to dazed targets. We're going to want cooldown reduction, companion skills, armor, debilitating roar cooldown, and Raven's attack speed. On the chest piece, we're going to have Aspect of Might. You're going to want max life, armor, debilitating roar, Debilitating Roar cooldown, and Raven's attack speed. The reason why we want the ranks of Debilitating Roar is it does reduce the cooldown of Debilitating Roar by a lot, so getting that maxed out is really, really going to help, as well as getting that Debilitating Roar cooldown on there. For our pants, we're going to be running Storm's Companion. Why? Because it gives us plus 13 ranks to Wolves. That is just bonkers. It gives us max life, companion movement speed, and damage reduction, which is a stat that is no longer on non-unique pieces of gear. So pretty solid piece of gear for this. We're going to have a whopping 24 ranks into Wolves, I believe, when all is said and done. For the boots, we're going to run Aspect of the Metamorphosis. This is going to give us access to Unstoppable whenever we evade. We're going to want Resist All, Movement Speed, Max Life, Movement Speed, and Wolf Attack Speed. And you're going to want to make sure you get the Greater Affix and all of your Masterworks onto Movement Speed. The reason why we aren't doing Flicker Step with Lacerate is simply because we lack the skill slots to be able to do it, and kind of the skill points, just because of how skill point starved this build is, because we run 3 different skills. Alright, so for boons, we want to go Wariness, Avian Wrath, Scythe Talons, or you can swap out Avian Wrath for Iron Feather if you're feeling like you need more max life, Pack Leader, and Masochistic. We're going to be going Claw, Enhanced Claw, Wild Claw. This has a really good lucky hit coefficient, as well as a chance to attack twice, and 20% built-in extra attack speed, so it's going to really help proc our Pack Leader to get our resets off. Pulverize, Enhanced Pulverize, Primal Pulverize. This is going to make everybody do 20% less damage. Then we have Predatory Instinct, Iron Fur. This is going to give us 9% damage every time we go into Werebear form. Then we have Ancestral Fortitude, Vigilance, Debilitating Roar, Enhanced Debilitating Roar, and Preserving Debilitating Roar. For every rank you put into Debilitating Roar, it is going to decrease the cooldown. That's the reason why we want to try to max out the ranks on that. Then Ancestral Fortitude, Vigilance. Once you get down low enough with your cooldown on Debilitating Roar, you should be able to have this up 100% of the time, which kind of makes Debilitating Roar even sweeter as you get more gear. For companion skills, we're going to want Wolves, Enhanced Wolves, Brutal Wolf Pack. You can see we have 24 ranks because of Storm's Companion. Then we want Poison Creeper, Enhanced Poison Creeper, and Ferocious Poison Creeper. Then we want Ravens, Enhanced Ravens, Brutal Ravens. This is going to give our passive 40% increased damage. We're going to get a crit buff while things are in Ravens. And we're also going to get 2 additional Ravens to attack. With Ferocious Poison Creeper, it's going to essentially double the duration of it, so it's going to almost double the damage. And then we have Call of the Wild. Your companion skills deal 120% bonus damage. Now this is in combination with having a perfect necklace, but you can see it's 12% per rank, so that's just a ton of damage that you get out of that. Come down here, we want Neurotoxin, Envenom, and then moving right along, no ultimate skill, but we want Quick Shift. So this is going to go up to 24% when the patch drops, but every time we shapeshift, it's going to make it to where we get about 6% more damage or 4% more damage. Actually, I think it's 4% more damage now, and it's going to go all the way up to 24%, so it's going to be pretty nice. And then Heightened Senses gives us 12% damage reduction while in Werebear form and 12% move speed while in Werewolf form, but you have to have both of them active to get the 12%, otherwise it's just going to be 6%. And then Bestial Rampage, so we get 100% increased damage to our companion skills and 60% attack speed for our wolves. So that's going to do it for the skills. Alright, for our Paragon, we're going to go Keeper. This is going to give us some extra resist all, as well as it's going to give us 10% increased damage for our companion skills. Now you do need to have Storm's Companion before your wolves will benefit from this damage buff, but once you get it, it's going to be your Poison Creeper and your wolves benefiting the most from this. Then we're going to come up here into Inner Beast. This is going to be one of the highest intelligence ones. So the reason why we do this is so we can throw wilds in here and get 130% increased damage. It also has some really nice like max life, some armor. Then over here you have some critical strike damage buffs that are really easy to get to. So I thought this was pretty nice to go to. Then we're going to come over here to the left, and it's important that you go to Heightened Malice first, just to make sure that you're going to get your secondary buffs and your secondary bonuses. So see here we go Spirit. This is going to give us 12% damage amp as well as 200% increased critical strike damage. We're going to get some extra damage to poisoned enemies, and we're also going to get a bunch of damage reduction from poisoned enemies. We're going to pick up some poison resistance up here, some max life, and then Heightened Malice is going to give us a 45% damage amp while we have a bunch of things poisoned around us. Next we come up to Constricting Tendrils. We're going to get max life from here. Then we're going to get some all resist and some damage over time, taken reduction, which is kind of nice. And we're going to get territorial. We're doing this specifically for the damage reduction against close enemies. Then we're going to come over here and we're going to get Bane. This is going to give our Poison Creeper a chance to deal double the damage. So that is going to be pretty nice. And if for whatever reason you are short on all resist, you can take some points out of here because I have 39.25, and you can actually work your way over and get a little bit more all resist here, which is another reason why I like Constricting Tendrils. All right, but that is going to do it for the Paragon. It's going to do it for the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Really enjoy this build. It's very fun, and technically, yes, the build is way stronger than it was last season. We now have a new set of issues where, one, we don't have a companion-specific Paragon board, and two, we are missing any kind of specific legendary for Ravens or for Poison Creeper that really does anything super amazing for them. So right now, those two are relying, but in terms of overall power, the build's way stronger just because Wolves got turbo buff this season. So absolutely fun build. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.